Unlike the other examples we've covered, there's no factoring to do here because this is just a 4x, there's just a 6x. You can see there's no plus signs, nothing to factor. So to find the LCD on a problem like this, we're actually going to go way back to basically our 5th and 6th grade training. I need to figure out a number that both 4 and 6 go into, the smallest thing they both go into, and that's going to equal 12. Now I can tell you a way to figure that out if you can't just look at it and see. And it does actually kind of relate to what we were doing with the factorizations, so of the polynomials and things like that. If you're not sure where this 12 comes from, one way to think of it is like this. 4, if I break it down into all of its prime factors, is 2 times 2. That's the factors of 4. 6, if I break it down into its factors, is 2 times 3. So the LCD, if it's a factor of any one of the terms, it needs to be in my LCD. So looking at that 4, which has factors of 2 and 2, my LCD needs a 2 and then another 2. It needs 2 2's. Okay? And that's everything. Now I'll look at the other term, and any factor that's in here that I don't already have covered, I have to include. So 6 has a factor of 2 and 3. 2 is already in there, but I don't have a 3 in there. So I'll also include a 3. Now all of the factors of the various denominators are covered, and together they all make 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. Now that's a lot of work. So what you were taught as a kid was to just take that 4 and count up by 4s and count up by 4s and count up by 4s, and take that 6 and count up by 6 and count up by 6 and look for the smallest thing they had in common. Or you might just be able to look at it and tell that it's going to be 12. But at any rate, if one's 4x and one's 6x, I need to have a 12 to cover the 4 and the 6. I need to have an x to cover this x. And then this would also need an x, but it's got one. So my LCD is going to be 12x. And then I need to take each of these fractions and basically make them look like the LCD. So this does not look like a 12. If I wanted it to be 12, it'd have to be 3 times bigger. So I multiply top and bottom by 3. Actually, which, by the way, if you think of it this way, the 4 already has those 2 2's. This is missing the 3, so top and bottom got a 3. This got to make it look like a 12. I'd have to multiply it by 2, or if you think of it, 6 is 2 times 3, so I've got the 2 and the 3, but I need an additional 2. So it actually is the same thing. It's just you don't need to do all the work to get there, hopefully. And so now the top becomes 9. Well, my common denominator is 12x. This makes 9. This makes 10. I'll combine those to get a final answer of 19 over 12x. If these coefficients were a reducible fraction, I would reduce it, but they're not, so I'm just going to leave it just like that. Call it good. Steps are the same. Find the common denominator, make the denominators look like the common denominator, combine the tops, give yourself a high five. That's it.